Tell us a little bit about your day.
I mean, I know it's cold this morning, but it's a perfect day for golf. And this golf course is, first time I've ever played it, it's actually a great golf course. So happy to be in Vegas, and once I warmed up a bit, I got firing, and really happy with today's round of golf. Did a lot of things right. I've been working on the game very hard through the winter time, and had a decent result last week in Mayakoba, but I mean, I just felt like I started to build some confidence out there, and it felt kind of vintage stuff. It was fun.
Have you had any experience playing this golf course before?
No, never seen it.
So when you came out for a practice round, did you think that a 63 your first day out was on the cards for you?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been chatter. I mean, there was chatter about after Wacko's amazing 59 last week. There was chatter like, could this be a 58 week, which is crazy because I mean, I think there was a 57 on Corn Ferry I heard or something.
Yes.
I mean, it's awesome. You know, and that's kind of I think where guys' attitudes are at in a positive way, because we're looking at golf courses now, and you know, everybody's super aggressive. The greens out there are phenomenal, beautifully manicured and pristine golf course. The only sort of downside was, I think, you know, live clean in place, guys, like you almost didn't want to have the low round because you don't want that little asterisk, live clean in place. But I was surprised scores weren't quite as low as, you know, I thought. So I didn't think 7 under would be leading, currently in the clubhouse. Oh, Harry's up there now too as well.
So with such a stacked leaderboard and everyone's so close together, what do you need to do to kind of break away from the crowd tomorrow and kind of get a solo strong lead?
I think it's going to be one of those where guys keep going low. It's not where guys are not going to back up. So I expect, you know, if you look at it each day, there's going to be a bunch of guys who are shooting 7 under or more each day. So, you know, what would that put us at? I think you got to look at, you know, somebody might get close to, I believe it or not, somebody might get close to kind of like 18, 19, 20 under by the end of the week. So it's foot down and keep going.
And are you doing anything on the Vegas Strip tonight? Or are you going to go home and get a nice good night's sleep?
We got some sushi tonight with Barn. No, I mean, guys went to the Sphere yesterday. The guys, I think Chucky went to a magic show. I mean, what's that? Like, you know, look, when in Vegas, you know, right. This is the entertainment sort of capital of the world. No, I'm laying low.
Good night's sleep.
Thank you. Yes.
Good.
Paul, we talked a little bit about this in Miami, but you know, it was obviously a bit of a frustrating year last year with some injuries and everything. Do you feel like this year is going to be vintage Paul Casey this year?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I've battled stuff for a long time now, and yeah, it's. You know, a little more time off, a little fewer rounds of tournament golf is better for my body, plain and simple. And so, but I couldn't figure it out last year. I was still battling stuff. I feel really good about things. I don't feel like I'm, you know, quite at my peak physically. I mean, I'm getting older, but I'm no slower. The ball speed's up there. You know, I really feel the confidence is probably the last missing piece right now. So if I can get that confidence back, there's no reason why I can't shoot plenty of low rounds this year, which is the plan. I feel like I've not really, you know, made my mark yet. I mean, I came my first year on LIV. There were some good results, but last year was disappointing, other than the team aspect. I mean, love being part of the Crushers, but I don't feel I've done my bit contributing and having that individual success as well.
One question just about, obviously this is probably the coldest day we've played in LIV. Was it a big deal? Did you kind of get...
No, it's not that cold. I mean, there wasn't frost delay. You see some guys in woolly hats and stuff, but it's not. I think it was a perfect day's golf in the end. You know, crisp. You know, the thing I would add to Jane's question about if I played this golf course before, I've not, but we're at, I think, 2,000 feet. This is like being in Phoenix, which is my home. So, you know, Phoenix, I think 1,500 feet, Scottsdale up there in the 2,000s. I'm very used to this kind of altitude and how the ball flies in the desert. So to me, this is like playing golf at home.
Brian Hurlbert, LasVegasGolfInsider.com. Just describe the golf course again in your words. Just kind of sum it up. What's the first thing that comes to your mind about it, and just what's it like playing it?
It's got some history, this place. First $1 million event. You got the FBI's plane in the lake. It's got its own very cool history, which precedes it. I'd heard about this place before I'd arrived on property, and a lot of positive speak. and quite right. I mean, this is, you know, the architecture and the conditioning of this place is second to none. This rivals other golf courses in the city and in Nevada. You know, maybe it doesn't get talked about quite as much, but I think it's got something very, 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 very cool, a unique history, and guys are thoroughly enjoying playing it. And you know, while we may have slightly tougher tests in terms of, you know, what the scores will yield this week, don't let that fool you that it's not a very, very good golf course. Thanks, Brett.
I think you holed out from the bunker for one of your birdies.
Yeah, got lucky on that.
And I think you had a clean card. So what was working overall?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a clean card. A three-putt bogey on the maybe my second or third hole of the day, number 10. Silly error. And then he said the hole out bunker, which was on 18. After a poor second shot, it had bogey. It had 5. Well, Johnny, my caddy said, it had 5 or 6 written all over it, and I turned it into a 3. So that's, you know, you need those sometimes those little momentum swinging shots. But the rest of it was really, I felt I had confidence with the driver. Had very good distance control today, and then I started to see some lines on the greens. I mean, these are all they're simple little things individually, but I've not been able to put any of them together for quite a while. So the fact that all these little simple things were coming together was beautiful.
How important is the driver here, since it's pretty narrow?
I think pretty damn important. Only because, look, you can make this more difficult if you want to by hitting irons and 3 wood off the tees, but then you're just going to be leaving yourself much, you know, 30, 40 yards longer than everybody else. You know, guys are so aggressive. I mean, I know that I'll pick on somebody like a John Rahm or something like that, he's going to be hitting drivers everywhere. So, I mean, if I'm going to compete against somebody like that, I've got to do the same. So, you know, just get on with it. Pick a small target, as small as you can, and hopefully those smaller fairways play a little bit bigger than they really are. And to be honest, Mayakoba is one of the toughest tests in golf. I mean, I paced off the 12th fairway last week where I hit a drive at 12 yards wide. So this feels almost. This feels. What's the opposite of claustrophobic? I mean, it's just
generous.
Open. Yeah, generous. I mean, whatever word you want to use. Yeah, this is a comforting feeling compared to the. Mayakoba has Jumanji, as I would call it, jungle every side of the hole as well. Jumanji.
Thank you so much. Tomorrow.
Thank you very much.